Hey, welcome all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in. Check out your boy, P-Funk, thinking right out here in the lab. What I do, what I do for you. Oh, I got a nice one for you today. Some of y'all might not like it. You know how I feel about that. It's a lesson all the same. Let's go. Writers of 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. This is a story for life. I give life lessons. You tuning in and receiving them. I hope they're working out for you. We got a good thing going. The numbers are going up. I really appreciate that. Let's do what we do. Right Thing's mission, and yeah, I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right Thinker's way of life, through mental and spiritual discipline employed daily, will help and guide you to attain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission, is to get all right thinkers to know themselves with the philosophical points of view that I give and life lessons that I give you daily, help you do just that. And if you don't know, I ask the question, you know you? So let's believe and think we do. You know how I feel about them kind. If you're not sure of who you are, turn to your boy. I'll help you out with that. That's what I do for you. One of these persons are you. You need to know you. A person who knows not, and knows not that they know not, is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's what I do for you. Stay tuned. I got you. I appreciate you too. A person who knows not and believes or think they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep spiritually. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons, everything. I think I know myself. And to my act, be true. Today, I want to ask a question because I want to talk to my believers in God. All my God believers, let me in your ear. I've been trying to explain to you about being truth deaf, about being ignorant, and so I ain't gonna stop. I got another one for you. Right thing, because let's talk about going from believing in God to knowing God. Being a Christian, become the right thinker. Being a Muslim, become the right thinker. Being a Jew, become the right thinker. It's all about choices, and there's going to be a difference. Why? Because in all those religious concepts, they want you to believe in God. I don't mind to believe it, but in all my philosophical concepts, it gets you to know God. Therein lies the difference. That's the difference in spirituality and religion. So understand that. Let's talk about it. I don't have a problem with God believers. Trust me, I got nothing but respect for the believers. But I got a question. Okay, well, no, because if you live right, you will be blessed. So if you are a true believer and you follow what you believe, whatever tenets that's put forth for you, and you follow them, you will be blessed. In doing that, and if you understand and pay attention, you will have, I do this, I get that. Who's giving it to me? Not you, not man. Come on now. That's not belief. That's not, no. You're starting to have a better idea of this God that you believe in. Once you do certain things and get certain things in return, that belief should turn into knowing. That's all I'm saying. You can't be a believer all your life. Believer means you don't know. Come on now. Get you thinking. I want you to think, not believe, okay? I'm a teacher. I teach concepts and views you can think about. If it makes sense to you, that's all I want to make sure. I'm going to give you a concept. If it makes sense, I did my job. What you do with that is on you. Now, let's go. But I have questions for all those diehard believers in God, which I love you. Why? 'Cause I'm a believer in God. At one time, I used to be. When will you become a knower of Him? Is my question. I ain't got time. But that's the question you should ponder, and you can answer for yourself. It ain't really for me to know. It's for you to know. I can help all you believers in God to become knowers of God if you would just Trust and respect the information I'm giving you and stop fighting with that. That ain't what they teach me. No, I'm not giving you what they teach. I'm giving you where they got it from, and you can use it for yourself and find out if it works or not. But if you believe in something else, I keep telling you, you believers of a lie, when the truth comes, you won't recognize it and you fight tooth and nail. I'm the truth teller. I'm not the I'm not the snake oil salesman, okay? That's not me. That's your pastor, your preacher, whatever you want to call them guys. Them the ones you need to be watching and questioning and having them prove what they say is what they do. You can believe, but for so long. Why? When you do good deeds and you get blessed for those good deeds, who you think is making it possible? You still believe in that? Is God making it happen? Or you now know that if I do this, I'll be rewarded with that. It's called blessings. Once you understand that, some people get blessed out of luck, and they no problem with that. Why? Doing a good deed, doing something that's right. That's good. You're gonna get recognized for that. You need to just understand that, and that'll put you on that. Why think people live and do right? Because they're getting rewarded for what they're doing by a higher power. So man don't give you that. So you don't have to believe in him. You need to know him. And a quick lesson, I tell everybody, when I had my confrontation, he told me, don't tell them about me. Everybody does that. Yeah. Everybody, God, yeah, no. Teach them how to get to me. That's when right thinking was born. Okay, that's why I do right thinking, to give you information now that it gets you to God for yourself. I ain't here to preach to you about how good God is in my life, how blessed I am for doing right. No, that's bull crap, but it's the truth. So I don't need to do that. I can educate you on what made that possible for me, and you can do the same thing, and you have your own testimony. You have your own blessings that you're receiving from God that you will know that who's coming from and what you're doing and who you repping. Sorry, calm down. I get excited. When I get to God, I get excited. All right. I'll take a believer in God. And if he give me opportunity, I can make him a knower of God. Simple as that. I ain't trying to change your religion. I ain't trying to change nothing except your concept, your understanding of the God that you claim to believe in. Right thinking philosophy will have you living right daily. And when you receive your blessings, you will know for yourself. Not what he said. Oh, no, it's what you did and what he did for you in return. When the preacher preached to you, he's trying to give you an understanding to do this, and you'll see for yourself. But if he up there preaching sermons and ain't living what he's preaching, it don't go over too well. So understand that. I love my believers who at least believe in God. And just because it's not too well founded, you still have a belief. But if your belief is not being satisfied, if your belief is not being transformed into knowing, you are studying and believing in the wrong thing. Simple as that. Can't make it no plainer. When you gain, aka, or have that mystical experience from what? Listening, reflecting, and meditating on the teachings. And that's when it will happen for you. There's three things you have to do. Y'all get caught up in listening and reflecting, but you like the ritual. You like the story, you like the ritual. You don't like putting the work in to receive the mystical experience that will happen if you do that. That's how it comes in any action work. What? From good living, righteous, virtuous living. Simple. So no matter how you cut it, no matter what they tell you, it still got something to do with you performing good deeds and righteousness for your higher self. When you are experienced, mystical experience, nihas, aka reach Christhood, anointed, all those are expressions of you recognizing you and God are one, spiritually enlightened. Okay, a believer can believe, but for so long. Why? Because belief turns into knowing when you're living and doing what's right. You will know now. Ooh, I get it now. Ding, ding, ding. That's when light goes off, and that's when you start exercising that right to see how far you can push the envelope of how much you can get from God by doing the right thing, whatever you want. New right thinkers start out as believers. First of all, in right thinking philosophy. Second of all, and to obtain self mastery and knowing that self by living right and doing the things that I'm telling you or teaching you to do on a daily basis. Once you perform your own, you'll know for yourself. You got to listen to me. Now you know. You got to believe I'm telling you the truth. Whether he lying to me or not, he telling the truth what he know. You know for yourself. I ain't trying to tell you nothing except what you need to do for yourself so you can know for yourself. I don't want you to believe what I tell you. If you believe in God, that just means you don't know. The definition of belief is not knowing. Y'all want to say, well, it's the hope of things to come. I know the definition, but it also means not knowing. Faith is given concept and creature, things not seen, but you have faith that will. And your belief should be well founded, something that will help you, that will be tangible enough for you to experience, expand your knowledge of it, and become better for it. That's knowledge of self. That ain't belief. That's knowledge, knowing self. Sorry. To call yourself a believer in God, a Christian, a Muslim, a Jew, without knowing God, or excuse me, not knowing God, or you will not, excuse me, you are wrong thinking. Why? How long you gonna believe? If you don't have no proof to your substantiation to your belief, what's the good? I don't understand that concept. So if your beliefs don't get you or prove to you what you believe in is real, why you believe in it? When you know God, here you go. You don't have to believe for yourself. You will not allow anyone to call you what? A believer. No, no, no. I'll take offense when you say, oh, you're a God believer. No, no. I'm God fearing and I know God. Okay. I don't believe in him. I know him. I serve him. I work for him. Long story, but no, I don't accept being called a believer in God. I'm a knower. That's what I want right thinkers to be knowers, not believers. So we're not Christians, we're not religious, we're spiritual beings having a human experience. And when you become conscious of that, you know thyself. I'm trying to help you do just that. If that's your choice, it's a choice. You can choose or not to. Okay? Know you or not know you. I'm God conscious. That means I have an ongoing, listen, communication, dialogue with him for myself. I don't need nobody's approval to, yeah, I know God. No, I ain't ask you if you know God. None of that. I just know that I do. The things I do show him that I know him. Simple as that. Knowing God, again, is what? Doing what's right. You can talk all that. I'm Christian, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Jew, and act the fool. That don't mean jack. When you know God, certain things you just won't do. I'm just saying. So knowing God is what? Doing what's right. And then you'll receive your blessings knowing that's how it's done. Ain't no secret to how you get God's attention. Do the right thing. It ain't how smart you are. It ain't how many degrees you got. It ain't how much money you accumulate, how well you throw a ball, or how much you... No, it's how well you live. That don't cost you nothing but effort. Okay? Oh yeah, down here. Oh, I got to get moving. Okay, here. Right thinkers started out believers. How? Now they start out believers. Now they become knowers. What? Of God and themselves. It's a double edge. You can't lose with the stuff I use. Watch this. We all start out with believing in something until what? Your belief turns into manifestation and it becomes a reality. It becomes knowing, become gnosis. Belief is just the starting point, not the end result. Why? Knowing God is through experience the blessings that he bestowed on you by what? Doing the right thing. Before I became master of self, I was a believer in God because I didn't know. Again, didn't know jack. I believe in God. Yeah, yeah, man, ain't again. So being ignorant of your higher self is running rampant at this point. But what's this? I was a believer in God. Now I'm a what? A knower of God. See the difference? When I believed in God, I did dumb stuff. Thinking God gonna forgive me like I do with God, yeah. But that didn't happen until it ran out. When I was living large, I wasn't praying to God. I wasn't thanking God. I wasn't being gratified. I wasn't riding down the highway, feeling grateful and be happy, face full of tears. It never happened. Okay, so when you know God, it's a spiritual thing. It's personal. But you can share that with other knowers of God. Same way believers get together and believe and look. But when you get Noah's, it don't get like that. Why? Because it's more respectful, more laid back. That's what spirituality about. Hooting and hollering, ranting and raving, something else. Okay, that ain't right thinking. Okay, where we at down here? Okay, start out down here. Okay, we go back. Okay, here we go. Okay, yeah. If your belief in God, here you go. That's the difference. If your belief in God don't turn you into a knower of God, what is the purpose of believing in God and never knowing Him for yourself? I ain't got time to wait. Moving on. But if your belief in God gets you to what? Live right, do right. Your belief is what? Well founded, and it will turn into knowing. Why? Because the things that you do will pan out to things that's going to happen for you. You will be rewarded. You reap what you sow. You put good work out, you're going to get good things in return. You put sneaking, deceitful work out. Come on now, we've been going through this for a while now. Like I'm teaching little kids, telling you the same thing. I'm tired of telling you the same thing over and over because that's redundant, and it should take shape within your own psyche to let me try it. Obviously, it ain't. I'll keep talking about it. So moving on. Where we at? Last one. I teach you. Yeah, cool. I teach you what I call God knowledge, aka spiritual truth. I get excited. I give you spiritual knowledge, aka God knowledge. Knowing God can be proven through what? Actions, good deeds, and your IRE will be your blessing. Your karma is what you're getting in return. Belief is just a starter for starters, and those who are ignorant to get to know them higher self will stay in belief mode. I believe in God. I believe in God. Like a broken record, like a parrot, but don't have no foundation, no proof, no legitimate purpose and reason. They're just based on belief. That's saying. When you obtain self, aka spiritual knowledge, you will be what? Living right. And for doing just that, you will be blessed. It ain't brain surgery. Just treating people right, doing right on a day-to-day basis, and you will be in that what they call God grace. Why? Because you're doing right by Him. You're doing what He wants you to do. You're being obedient to your spiritual self. I practice spiritual discipline that keeps me on the straight and narrow. Y'all can call it being prayed up, God conscious. But if you keep God in what you're doing, certain things you won't do. Why? Because He sees. And if you are true, you won't do that. Why? You know He sees. But if you think, I can get away this time, just do the right thing. Thank you, Spike. Last one. I teach you how to get God's attention. One more time. It's not how fast you run, jump, hop. None of that. None of that. God could care less about all those things. He gave you that, so that's nothing to Him. You being obedient to Him. You serving Him. You bring the others to Him. By the way, I do teach and hopefully explain it so they can get the concept and find out for themselves. I ain't trying to preach to you about God. I'm trying to teach you about God. I make that be known. And there's a few things that you can do to get His attention. That's why I can try and get you to understand. It's just righteous living, virtuous lifestyle, doing the right thing. Thanks, right there again. I'm wrapping it up. When you get God's attention and the blessings that you receive will prove to you, you don't have to believe in God. You know God. Why? Because He's blessing you. He's doing the things that you know that He's going to do. Why? Because of what you've done. And you made that understanding. That's right thinking. That's self-mastery. Come on, I got you. I got more for you. Stay tuned.